Okay, welcome back to another one. I've decided to do another one in quick succession, kind of quick succession. I mean, it was the other day. Sunday, I believe, the last one came out, so maybe not so quick succession, but decently quick succession. The hot weather is now gone. That last week, hot weather on Monday and Tuesday is now gone, thankfully, thank goodness, because that weather needs to go. It was too hot, man. It was unbearable. Even though I went out in the garden, still relaxed in the sun, but it was unbearable. I don't make it sound like it was unbearable. But anyway, we're going to get into some Leeds content because there is some stuff to talk about. Even though this week's been really dry and the week before was also very dry, and the last few weeks as a whole have been dry, including the sun making everywhere dry. It's been pretty dry. So hopefully some news comes out soon. It might be a bit refreshing for us. But anyway, I'm going to get into some news, and I might have a bit of a talk about it. I made a post the other day about Charles de Ketelaere. That kind of whole deal going down was getting a bit frustrating now, to be honest. Seeing the same news come out every single day by the same reporters, and the same reports coming out every single day about the deal not progressing really. Whether it's us maybe more likely getting him or Milan, neither side looks like they're progressing. Although maybe a bit more to Milan's side, they might be progressing with him, and it does look like he most likely will go to Milan, which is annoying. He's definitely a player that we would have wanted. I would have wanted him for sure. He would have improved the squad straight away. He would have been a star, I believe. So I mean, I don't know. He probably would have started anyway. Sinisterra is injured. Which happened in the friendly against Palace, Crystal Palace, I think it happened against. So that's a difficult one to take. But we do need to be looking at more forward players because we do look very toothless up front. We look so. I don't really know how to put it. We don't look clinical though. We don't look clinical. We don't look like we have any creativity. And if we start seeing like this, it's going to be tough unless some miracle or some way we start looking a bit more fluid in attack, which I'm sure will happen with some more progress and some more time the boys playing together. But it looks like a difficult thing for the players to kind of achieve straight into the season. They're not going to be able to score loads of goals. They're not going to be free flowing. But we do need to look at a forward. Charles de Ketelaere doesn't look like he's going to be the player that's coming to us. And I did ask on Instagram. I made a post the other day asking what people's thoughts were on it, and most people kind of agreed with my thoughts. They echoed what I said basically, that he would have been a great player to sign. A lot of people have been saying that maybe he doesn't want to come to Leeds. I'm not sure if that's entirely true. It feels like because he's handed in that transfer request to Club Bruges that we would have been maybe the second choice to AC Milan, which I suppose we've got to come to expect. We're not the same big team we used to be. You know, we were only 3 years away from being in the Championship. You know, AC Milan are the current champions of the Serie A. They just won it, and they're going to be in the Champions League next season. So you can't expect a team that finished 17th in the Premier League to be beating the Italian champions and a Champions League team to a player that's the pedigree of Charles de Ketelaere. Although we have put down more money, so it's frustrating. It shows really the power of the Premier League and the amount of money that English football has. But he doesn't want to come. Well, he does want to come, but he clearly has his mind set on Milan. And I think that one's going to happen. The same with Callum Wendo. That's kind of gone a bit silent. We were interested with him. Apparently, we agreed a deal. Kind of. I'm not really sure how that worked, but that kind of stalled, and now he's been playing frequently, more frequently for PSG in the friendly that they've had, which is annoying as well because that's another player that we've looked at that we're not going to probably get. So then we're looking at trying to look at another option to get in. It seems, like I said at the start, all business has gone dry. Not even just in the striker department or the midfield department, in the left back situation, which I've talked about it a little bit on videos before. Other people have talked about it. It needs to be addressed. We need a new left back, or we need another left back, maybe even two. We've just got rid of Leif Davis, so now we've only got Junior Firpo, who's a recognised left back, and he's injured. So we definitely need a left back. But that one just needs to be done. I can't stress this enough. Even if we're going to be doing the centre back to left back situation with Struijk and with Helder, that isn't going to work. And it's not going to be something we want to use in the long run. You know, we're buying all these players in, and we've just completely decided not to get a left back in. That would just go against the rest of it. That would go against the grain of the rest of the ideal of the squad. So I hope we'll get a left back. Apparently we made a bid for, I believe is Max. He plays he's a German international, I believe. That one's pretty new news, so I'm not really completely in the know with all that, but I think it's around 8 million, an 8 million round bid that we've made for him. I can't profess to know anything about him. I don't know a lot about him, but I suppose at this point, with the players we bought in, I don't really know a lot about most of them. Although there have been more worldwide and international players, and especially the Salzburg and Leipzig boys from the Champions League from Europe, I still don't know a great load about them. So that seems like the kind of path we're going with this transfer window. You know, we're trying to buy some players that are a bit under the radar, maybe a bit cheaper options like Rocker, who was from Bayern Munich but only cost us around 10 million. So that kind of seems like where we're going with this transfer window. I think we need to bring in that left back needs to be sorted though. It must be our bogey position or something, because we've not been able to sort left back for a while. Alioski was okay at left back, but like we definitely need an improvement there. But when he went, we definitely needed improvement. Don't get me wrong, he was not perfect. We needed that improvement at left back, and we didn't get it. We thought we would get it with Firpo, and he hasn't really been that or shown that yet. And we definitely need someone at left back currently, because we have no one going into the start of the season, and even the friendly against Cagliari on Sunday. So I don't really know what's going to happen with the left back. We kind of need to get that sorted before the start of the season, which is next Saturday, I believe. Our first game is against Wolves next Saturday, so we need to bring a left back in before that. It's going to be hard if we do bring the left back in, because it's going to be probably their first game unless we bring them in the next day or two, because the game's on Sunday. But we do need to bring one in for Saturday next week, because I can't have us going into a game without a left back, considering all the business we've made, and we've just decided we're going to go into the first game without a left back. I think that would just be a very bad decision from the club. I suppose we could get one after the transfer window does run into the season a slight bit, but I would much rather have the left back for the whole season, unless they think that Junior Firpo is going to be back somehow, or I don't know, that they're going to try the square pegs in round holes kind of thing that we used to for the last few seasons. I hope not, but we definitely need a striker. I would argue we need a midfielder, an attacking midfielder, because Aronson is, don't get me wrong, he's going to be good. I think he looks like he's going to be a good player for us, but he's not really the creative type. He's got a bit of it in him, but he's more of a workhorse midfielder. We need kind of a creative midfielder. We thought that was going to be Rodrigo, and it's not been Rodrigo. He's let us down, really. You can see his ability, but he doesn't run around enough. He doesn't have the work ethic to play. We should maybe get rid of him, but I don't know, maybe he's one of the captains of the squad that Jesse Marsh made last season. We don't know. But yeah, we definitely need a striker. We need a left back for sure. I would argue maybe even two, because we only have one current left back. We need maybe a midfielder. See how they think about that. I don't know. Maybe you could just think of a player that could fit along the front line. Maybe a player that can kind of do the creative work, but can work out wide or work in the middle or work up top. Maybe even if we need him to. Maybe not so much up top, because we have got Bamford, Gelhardt. I'd hope we bring in another striker anyway. And we definitely need an experienced goalkeeper. Apparently we've been making some sort of talk with Ben Foster, which I hope is true. That one doesn't need to be done immediately, because we can get that done. He doesn't need to be fit in with the squad. He's there to help out Melier, the goalkeeper we already had, the youngster we've got. With a youngster, you need them to have that experience behind them. You can't just have them have a goalkeeper coach and another youngster like Christopher Claesson is. That's just not going to help him out. And we did see in spells last season that when Melier did make a few mistakes, he got a bit flustered every now and then. That's not usually how he is, but with how the season went, we were making a lot of mistakes, and there was a lot of reason to get flustered last season, even for the fans. So it was a hard season last season. My opinion on Jesse Marsch this season, I'm not feeling optimistic or pessimistic about it. I'm just kind of going to go into it with an open mind. Fully, obviously, support the whole squad and Jesse. I want him to do well. I mean, I want him to be one of the managers that's here for years on end. We don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe it might be a really successful system that he brings in. It might not be. We never know. But he kept us up, which is what he was brought in to do. Well, I don't know if he was brought in to do that, but he was brought in to give us a bit of change. Did you keep us up? So I suppose he's done that job, and you can credit him for that. And you can't really judge him. He's done what he needed to do for this season. He's done what we needed. So I can't really judge him that much. I don't think you can really criticise him. I wouldn't say there's anything he's done particularly wrong yet. We're just going to have to see how the season goes with him. But I really do hope that it does work out for us. I don't think we'll have... I don't want to say it, this might be a bit... I'm going to touch wood on this one. I hope we don't have a season like last season. I hope it's slightly improved. I'm looking for maybe a 15th finish upwards. I'm not expecting anything top half. Maybe we get a bit excited when we see the new signings. We're like, oh, we're going to finish top half, top 6 already. And that's just probably not going to happen. Well, it won't happen, I'll tell you now. It won't not happen. Leeds are not going to finish in the top 6. Or I would say we're not going to finish in the top 8. Nowhere near. I doubt we even finish the top half, to be honest. I don't think we will. But I hope we finish it maybe nearer the top half of the bottom half of the table, if you know what I mean by that. Maybe 15th to 11th bracket. I think that would be a decent season. That would be one where we can use that and launch pad on. Maybe more players would want to come to Leeds if they can see that we're improving, unlike last season where we went backwards. But that's kind of the news. Oh, and Joe Gelhardt, there's been talk that apparently we've signed him to a new contract. It's a 5-year deal, apparently. With a 55% pay rise, I think I saw somewhere. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's around the gist of it. That was the other news I literally just saw before filming this. But yeah, that's pretty much all of it, with the dry week carrying on. I mean, last week was dry, but the first 2 days being 40 odd degrees, still being hot after that. It was dry weather. Now it's a dry transfer window. I suppose we're just waiting for the last friendly and then the season. I suppose that's what everyone's waiting for at this point, because I don't think you'll see a lot more transfer news going around. A lot of the big teams won't buy any more players, I don't think. But yeah, that's all of it. That's all I've got to tell you. That's all I've got to talk about for today. Nothing else is new. But I will make posts possibly about things that are new, but I maybe not necessarily would make into a video, because there'd just be no point. It'd be like a 3-minute video about the one thing, and there would be no point in me making a 3-minute video about one thing where I could just make a post on Instagram and get your thoughts on there. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the video. Please like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you feel like it. You don't have to, but it would be very appreciative from my end. And also, you could hit the bell button if you do subscribe. That'll give you notifications for when I do upload a video. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.